YouTube family. I haven't said it in a minute, but I feel like I want to say welcome to PeaceOfRen, where we drop gems and we speak for them. um yes, it's me. I'm back. Calm down. No, I'm kidding. But so I kind of just slow down. Okay, we're talking. We're just two girls, right? Or a girl and a guy, or a they and a them, whatever. Okay, just two pals talking, chit chatting. But I wanted to like share the body scan and stuff that I've been doing because I talked about it in the last two videos and I don't want to keep putting it off. Like I keep referencing it and then being like, but I'm gonna tell y'all about it because I want y'all to like understand why it's so impactful. And kind of how it kind of brought me to this point. Okay, so let me see. I told y'all when I was raging and I was going through all the emotions, right? And then y'all know about the haunted house. So I had like oh, I just almost cried. Hold on. I feel so emotional. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about. I mean, we're always talking about emotions because y'all know I'm always going through the emotions, but wow. A silence could be significant, like just sitting with self, being present, allowing like no stimulation whatsoever, because I've been very overstimulated lately, right? So when I get like that, I always like to say, you know, I try to get out of my head and into my body. And we've been talking more about embodiment on this journey and like being grounded because I'm so like connected, which is like fine, but like you have to take your connection and ground down that knowledge, that wisdom into the physical, because it's almost like, you know, when people always talk about divine cosmic knowledge and wisdom and stuff like that, and it's like that's cool and everything, but what can you actually do with the downloads, with the wisdom, with the knowledge? What are you actively doing with it? Because for you to just know it, it's like, now what? You know things, you just have stuff stored up in your brain, but what are you actively doing with it to carry it out, right? And that's the space that, you know, we're kind of moving into collectively, if you resonate with my collective anyway. But and so I had just been like really in my head, and I was just laying down like flat on my back. I was just laying down one day and I was just like thinking to myself, talking to myself, and then all of a sudden I realized that different parts of my body had wanted to speak. My heart, my mind is always wanting to speak, but my heart, and then my womb space, and then my body itself, right? And so what that did for me is, what that looks like is like when I was sitting there, I just kind of still, and I just kind of let my thoughts wander. This could almost be like a form of meditation almost, but like I was just sitting there, and then just like, man, like I'm tired, like I'm physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted. And so that's when my body started speaking to me, my mind, my heart, and my womb space. And actually I realized this because I was having a intimate moment with self, and then I started talking to my womb space, and I was like, I started getting answers like really fast, like whoa, like you know, sacral chakra energy. And it just kind of shocked me because there have been things that have been on my mind for like a long time, and I have been trying to think of them, like think of like I don't know, solutions or answers to the problems, to my questions, things like that. And it was just so overwhelming. But that specific day, I asked my womb space like some of the things that was like plaguing me, and it was answering back, and it was firing off answers like rapidly. Like it wasn't thinking, not anything. It was so clear. but it also made sense. And I felt in my body it was true. And so, like, something with my emotions, I cry a lot. If you know me, I cry a lot. I am a crybaby. I'm sensitive. I'm emotional. Sue me. But that's how I know when something is true, is if it makes me cry. Because I cry if I'm happy, sad, mad, if it's funny. Like, beautiful moments make me cry. So I know that something is like true or like honest if I cry, if it moves me to tears, right? And so, like, that's kind of how my intuition speaks through me. And my body will be like really calm. And I figured that out because connecting, when you're in a space where you finally know peace and stillness and stuff like that, your body actually has time to like heal. And you might find this as boring. Like, you might be like, I'm bored, I don't have anything to do, I'm not but it's just that you're not in a constant state of like chaos, I guess you could say. At least that's how I experienced it. And it just very still. Like, I'm not really feeling anything, because that's how you know. I feel like that's how you know when you really be present, right? Because like, you really don't be like, you don't feel anything. I'm getting kind of like frustrated with myself because I'm like talking, but I'm oh, don't cry. I'm talking, but I feel like I don't want to say weird. I don't want to feel like I'm explaining myself either. I feel like a little bit frustrated though. I think I feel a little bit frustrated because it's like I'm trying to explain, and that's not what it's about. The point is not for me to explain how you can do this. The point is just to explain my experience, right? And so that's why we're frustrated. Yes, that's why we're frustrated. Okay, so I'll just let you lead and say what you want to say, because I feel like those parts of me, like, they want to speak for themselves. This is not a moment for me to take and to try to like teach, like, because I'm really like stepping. It doesn't matter. I don't have to explain that. Just, I don't want to take away from what my heart, mind, body, and womb space would like to express or share as their moment to share. And I don't want to take away from that by trying to teach or talk through it per se. So I'll just say my experiences, right? I realize my mind has been so tired. Like, overthinking is exhausting. And especially like if you're aware, because it's like you get to a point with your awareness where you're aware of everything. So it's like, should I do this before I do that? But what if this, or maybe I should wait and do this, instead of just flowing, and it kind of like blocks you off. So yeah, my brain was exhausted, and it was just pretty much like, I don't want to have all the answers. I don't want to lead the way. I would rather let the heart and the womb space lead, and the body. I would rather trust in myself and my intuition and stuff. And we speculate on intuition, but when I say it, I realize my body tells me, my heart tells me, my womb space tells me. Like, that's where I check in for my intuition. I don't really get it from thinking, like, is this right? It's more like, I just feel it in my heart, and it will make me cry, right? And so, like, my heart and my womb space are like in alignment. They're like in the same space, because they both just wanted freedom, and what they want from me is like truth and honesty. And I hold myself back a lot, or I have held myself back a lot, because, you know, when you constantly hear that you're too sensitive and emotional, like, that's what you do. You silence yourself. And because people have always made it out to be like, I'm just so naive and I live in my own little world. And like, yeah, I do, but I'm not stupid, you know? I'm not like immature. I do live from a space with my inner child and stuff like that, but I don't feel like that's bad. I always say our inner child is our higher selves, because like, And I'm still feeling resistance to this message because it still almost feels forced. And I don't like it. And I don't like how I feel in my body. I didn't know what I was going to get up here and talk about or what was going to happen. Yeah, I don't like how I feel right now. So instead, I have my book open to something that I journal, and I'm realizing why it's getting to me, because it almost feels like I'm explaining my existence instead of just existing in it. And I feel like the people that resonate with that, or if you resonate with me, like you're just gonna get it. When I start talking about my experiences and stuff like that, you're just gonna get it. And I'm not gonna have to explain, this is how I got here. You know? That was a very sacred and intimate moment with self, and excuse me, thank you. I just don't want to share that. So I'm not going to. And my ego is like, we should just scrap this whole first 10 minutes of this video and start over. But that wouldn't be authentic either, because I feel like this is showing in real time literally the way listening to my body works. So instead, we're going to honor that, and we're just going to share something that I journal. If you watched the last video that I posted before this one, because I'm going through like another awakening, it's crazy, but I have been connecting with the Divine Mother, Gaia, Earth, whatever. There's creator, and then there's creation, because creator, masculine energy, emotion, and then creation is the feminine, the existing, the just being, right? So I've been really tapping into my connection with the creation, with the mother, with the earth. I'm so emotional. I don't want to say it's a humbling experience. It's a very beautiful experience. It really makes me sad though, because it's like almost feel like I missed out on so much of like my connection with her and with the feminine energy, just because of the way my life went. Which is like it's fine, you know, because like I'm here now, but it's also like it's such a beautiful experience for me, because I never really had like a connection with my mom and stuff like that, you know. We was never really close, and I never really quite had like a mother figure, or that kind of, you know, nurturing, or that kind of motherly relationship with anybody. And so it's like connecting with the mother energy, connecting with this feminine energy is so like healing. Ooh, it's so healing. It's so affirming, because I even notice in the way that I talk to her versus the way that I talk to the masculine energy, the way I talk to the mother versus the way that I talk to the father. And it's just so like, I don't want to say like we're like best friends, but also like a little bit, because it's like, Mom, I gotta tell you, so tell me why. With the father, it's like, not like I don't respect the mother either, but with the father, it's like I'm more poised, and I'm more like, I don't know how to explain it, because I feel like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But with the mother, it just like, it just feel like a hug. It just feels like a hug. So I want to share this about emotions, since that's what we're talking about anyway. And that's what feels authentic today. So we're just gonna share this. So this was a message to me from the Divine Mother, a conversation. And so here we go. And she says, we connect through what and how you feel. And that's why you have had trouble staying connected. Your whole life, people have been disconnecting or trying to get you to silence this part of your being, because they felt that you were too much, too sensitive, too emotional. But this is what keeps you tethered. You feel so strongly because you have a direct connection to me. Most don't understand because they've been so far removed that they can no longer hear or have access to me. But you always have. Your emotions are the gift. Everything you do in this life, you are meant to feel it. That is your purpose. embracing all emotions and finding the beauty in them. Your feelings will guide you. Your sensitivity is a superpower. It is protection. It is your inner compass and guidance. It is your eyes and inner knowing. To feel means to be aware of frequencies and vibrations. You can trust what you feel. And that's why it's so important for you to be grounded in your body, because that is your intuition. Where the mind can cause confusion, your body holds your clarity. And there you will feel the truth. This is your connection to me. You no longer have to feel shame or guilt or turn it off. You are safe to feel and trust yourself again. And then I write like little notes off to the side. And so, wrote, your feelings are your alarm system. Your sensitivity is your strength. And you've been mastering this. And this is just so important to me because, like, my whole life, people have made it seem like my emotions are a liability. Like, my big heart, my loving nature, my kindness, they just have always made it out to be like that's a liability. And it makes me reckless, or I have like this lack of control over myself. But I find that I spiral more and I have a lack of control when I don't allow myself to just feel, because I have felt so much shame and guilt for my sensitivity. And it's like I would only embrace one side, right? We have a light and a dark, and then, you know, things are on like a spectrum scale. So it's like on the one side, it's like I have all this love and gratitude, and I feel all these positive emotions, and I have all these positive emotions to give and share, right? And that I want to spread joy, peace, love. But then on the opposite side of the scale, I don't just feel the positive emotions deeply, right? I feel the negative emotions deeply. The intense emotions deeply. And so when I would feel like sadness or grief or anger, I would get frustrated because it's like, oh, I'm so happy when I'm feeling all these positive things, and this is so great that I'm so sensitive. But then on the negative side, it's like, man, if I wasn't so freaking sensitive, this wouldn't be so hard to get through. But it wasn't until more recently that I realized, like, that doesn't make me a liability, because like she said, my emotions are a form of protection. The way that I feel things so deeply is a form of protection, because now I've gotten to the point where I'm so sensitive to energy that my body is an alarm system. If I step into a setting and it feels off, I'm gonna know immediately. If I'm talking to somebody and I feel discomfort or dis-ease, I'm gonna know immediately, like, this is not something that's aligned for me. And it doesn't always mean that that person, place, or thing is bad, but it just means that it's not aligned with me, right? And so our frequencies, our vibrations, we don't vibe, we don't connect, you know. And it was something I used to be able to like mask and push off, because I would just be thinking that I was dramatic, because that's how people have always made me out to seem. But like, no. And not like people, places, things, foods, I do this with everything. Excuse me. And that's a gift. And the last few months I kept I like pull cards and stuff for myself, and I kept pulling like accept your gifts, accept your gifts. And I'm like, okay, it's the way I see the truth in things, but it's deeper than that, because it's like, yeah, it's the way that I see and I know the truth in things, but how do I arrive at this conclusion? Because I feel it, because of my sensitivity. You know how many people don't feel, and they feel like being able to feel is a weakness? And on that opposite side of the spectrum, I felt like that. So it's like, how can I wasn't really whole. I was breaking myself into pieces, because it's like, I like this part of myself, but I don't like this part of myself, you know? I don't like the shadow attributes. I don't like the dark parts of myself. But it's like, I needed to embrace all of it to be whole, and to really accept and step into and be empowered in what it is, because I can't just have the good and not have the bad per se. So it's super emotional for me. And yeah, I just wanted to share, because it was really hard for me to connect with the mother energy. Like, yeah, I'm very feminine, I'm very soft, but my problem is that I've suppressed it for so long because I've listened to what everybody else has said. So now embracing it and stepping into it is like, oh, this is a gift. And because I'm able to do that, it's like I can also tell like what's going on with other people as well. Like, I see a lot of things, I know a lot of things about people that I don't think they know, like within themselves, or they deny within themselves. Some people are don't see it. You know, ignorance is bliss. Um, and that doesn't mean that I always speak on it, but it's what really helps me to connect with others, especially with like the offering that I have, which is like soul guided reflections, where it's like I reflect you back to you because I feel like you don't really need advice, you just need to be able to hear yourself clearly. And that's something that I'm really good at. But I've mastered my emotions like my whole life, like because I've been like this my whole life, literally. And it's been a battle. It's been a battle, and I'm just now getting to a point where I feel safe to embrace it. Um and just be and not have to think about it. So I just I think that's all I wanted to say, and I just really wanted to share that cuz this is an incredible moment for me. I don't want to say too much else cuz that would feel too close to explaining my existence again. But I just wanted to share because I'm really excited for this new part of my journey. This is like a whole new beginning for me. Um, and I'm just grateful. Like, thank God that I held on for so long. Um, I'm just excited, and I'm excited to share, and I'm excited to do it for me, and to commit to me, and to devote to me, because that's something that I've always struggled with. I'm so easily like willing to commit to things for others and show up for others, and I just never really fully committed to myself or devoted to myself, because I would like self-sabotage and stuff like that, and I don't want to do that anymore because I feel like I owe myself a fair chance, a fighting chance, and to see what happens, because I don't even give stuff a chance to fail at this point. Like, if you sabotage because you're afraid that you might fail, then it's like, well, did it fail? No, because I quit. So you don't know if it would have worked. I quit because it might have failed, but you don't even know if it. You see, like the space that I've been in, um, and we'll talk more about that. But I'm just happy that I'm finally committing to something, and it's me. Oh my gosh, and it's me, and it's not somebody else. So that's all I have. Yeah. Okay. Love you.